Hey, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight for another evening or morning or afternoon of fun and games and just, get all the stuff that's stressing you out of your mind. Forget about it. And let's just have some fun. So Mumsy is in the house. Woohoo. Good day to you. Glad that you are here. Let's see some little chit chat before we get started. Chani made some amazing coal cannon. If you don't know what that is, it's an Irish dish. I think maybe Scottish also, but traditionally Irish. And it's like a mashed potatoes with cabbage and onions and bacon and butter and milk and salt and pepper. So it's mashed potatoes with cabbage, basically, and then we've got onions and bacon thrown in there too. At least that's the way I did it, or the way I just taught her to do it. And it was delicious, and she tried some. She liked it too. So we had a big bowl of it that was prepared. So we put some in a container for her to keep downstairs and eat, and then more like 3/4 of it for me in a container up here in this refrigerator right here upstairs. So that was good. So she can make tortillas, she can make salsa, she can make refried beans. I taught her to add oil. So I think that, so she cooked the beans fine. They soaked like for practically 24 hours, and so that was fine, cooking the beans. But when she mashed the beans, she did put a little bit of bacon grease in, but that was it. She didn't add. So we're supposed to add a little bit of bacon grease for the flavor and then add oil to get it creamy, So when she did it, she added the little bit of bacon grease and didn't. Of course, she didn't do all the beans like this. She cooked the beans and then only mashed one little bit. And so it was all crumbly and stuff, and it was fine. I ate it, big deal. It's wrapped up inside the burrito. But then for the next batch, I showed her. Oh, no, actually, I took my refried beans downstairs and we added oil to it. So that it got all creamy, and I said, "This is the way it's supposed to be." So now she knows. Yeah, I guess that's about it. For those of you who don't know, I am the founder of the Cambodia Oscar Selection Committee. If you notice just now, at 30 minutes ago, the Academy announced the official nominees for this year's Oscars. And so for the international feature, that would be our committee submits the film from Cambodia. And so I got 2 interns now that, they were like, "Ooh, can we intern for you?" And I'm like, "Sure." So we had our first meeting last week, I think on Wednesday morning, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. And so Monday, they're going to come 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, they'll work at home. And we're just going to start out with like social media. So our Facebook page, add extra water or milk and then mash. Oh, if you want to not use oil so that it's not fattening, or you could use butter, or you could use a lot of bacon grease instead of just a little bit for flavor. But Mumsy knows how to cook Mexican food. So she can make tamales. She can do it all. She knows Mexican food. One thing I haven't taught her to do yet, because Cambodians know rice, but they pretty much know white rice. and that's it. And so you guys, I grew up with rice-a-roni, and basically it's rice with broken up pieces of vermicelli, the pasta, like a really skinny pasta. So you get little pieces of the vermicelli with the rice, and then you have all the different flavors, right? And so I want to teach her how to make like chicken flavored rice-a-roni and beef flavored rice-a-roni and Spanish rice, with tomato flavor. And yeah, I haven't done that yet. But I did get a big old hunking, probably about 2 pounds, maybe 3 pounds of hamburger a couple of days ago. So we were going to make hamburgers for dinner tonight. And let's see, the refrigerator is just one big door. And so when you open the door, inside is the freezer door, right? I know probably no one in America uses those anymore, but yeah, they're pretty popular here. And so, and underneath, so when you open the refrigerator, underneath that freezer section is a tray. And we had put the hamburger in that tray, and so it didn't defrost. I guess it was really, really cold being right next to the freezer. So we put it down in like the vegetable crisper area at the bottom of the refrigerator. And so hopefully when that thaws, we are going to do hamburgers. And Mumsy's special way of hamburgers is you take the onion soup mix, like Lipton's onion soup mix or whatever brand, and mix that in with the hamburger, and then make the hamburgers. And it's like a really, really good flavor. I had a barbecue for like an open house when I first moved into this house. And I made them small because beef is like super expensive here. So I made them small and then just used like dinner bun size things for the buns, so that more people would have a chance to try them. And everyone was like eating 3 or 4 of them because they loved them so much. And anyway, so we'll do that. And I want to make like I bought cheese to go with it, so that and I bought some like just regular elbow macaroni. So I'm gonna make like a cheeseburger casserole, or I'm gonna teach Chani to make a cheeseburger casserole. Well, since we have the tortillas, maybe we could do some tacos, or maybe, since I have the cheese, if there's enough cheese to do the casserole and do enchiladas, can teach her how to make enchiladas with her homemade tortillas. I actually have some masa, and I'm guessing corn tortillas are probably made the same way. You just use the corn flour, the masa, instead of the wheat flour in order to make the corn tortillas. I'll have to check that. If that's the case, then I'll have her make some corn tortillas for the beef enchiladas. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, so it's time to play. Let's play. I've got a movie Jeopardy game, but I thought that first we would finish up watching our Gen X that we got cut off on halfway through in the last game show, which was on Tuesday. So let me bring that up on screen for you. And this is where we left off. Who sang the 1972 hit Lean On Me? And it was Bill Withers. I think we all knew that. So let's play.
The Apollo command modules carried a crew of how many? 2, 3, or 4?
It wasn't 2. It was either 3 or 4. And if I think about like the moon landing, they had 2 guys that went on the moon, and one guy that stayed in orbit around the moon, not around the Earth, but around the moon. But I'm trying to think of like the movie, like Apollo 13 or whatever. Did they have 4 people? I'm going to go with 3. Is it? Mumsy says 2. All right, let's find out.
And they carried a crew of 3.
Yay, 3!
The 1969 Western musical starring Clint Eastwood and Lee Marvin was Paint Your What? Fence, House, or Wagon?
Oh, this is a good one. I love that movie. That's a great movie. Love Clint Eastwood too. So we all know this one, right? Where's Chalet? Chalet loves musicals. It's Wagon, right? Mumsy, you know this one. Yeah, oops, that's okay. 1969, wow. So I would have been like 3 years old when it first came out. I obviously saw it like as a rerun or something. Not a rerun, but I don't know, on HBO or something. I doubt it was on regular. Yes, Wagon. Paint Your Wagon. Great, great movie.
And the answer, Paint Your Wagon. What is the name of the high school featured in Greece? Is it Rydell High, Westerberg High, or Springfield High?
I think I know this one. Mumsy, I'll give you a chance. Anybody else that wants to write their answer? Was it Rydell High, Westerberg High, or Springfield High? I know what I'm going to guess, but I'll give you guys a chance first. Are you going to guess or no guesses? Am I getting the chat as a delay? You know, maybe you guys are already typing it in, but I'm just not seeing it over here in Streamlab yet. Okay, I'm guessing Rydell. Mumsy, okay, Mumsy too. Okay, we're both saying Rydell High. Let's see if we're right.
And the answer is Rydell High.
Yay!
Formed in 1972, which country are pop group ABBA from? Are they from Norway, Denmark, or Sweden?
Of course, they're all in Scandinavia. I'm gonna guess Sweden. I'm pretty sure it's not Norway. I mean, but Denmark is pretty popular. But I think it's Sweden. I think they were Swedish. Mumsy says Sweden too. Okay, we're on the same page. Let's see. Are we both right or both wrong?
And they are from Sweden.
Yay!
Which president resigned as a result of the Watergate scandal? Gerald Ford, Lyndon B. Johnson, or Richard Nixon?
Well, Mumsy, you got to know this one. You probably remember it happening. I was too young to remember it actually happening. But I can say that after JFK was assassinated, then we had Johnson, and then there was Nixon, and then Nixon resigned, and there was Ford. And so the Watergate scandal was during Nixon. Mumsy got it too. Maybe there's
Correct
some
answer here, Richard Nixon.
youngins out there that don't know.
Who starred as the main character Tony Manero in the movie Saturday Night Fever? Was it John Travolta, Sylvester Stallone, or Al Pacino?
Wow, that's some good. I mean, it's obvious to me and probably obvious to Mumsy as well. But yeah, that's good choices. They put some good choices up there. I'm going with John Travolta. Mumsy says John. Yes. Oh, these are too easy.
That was John Travolta. Which of these was launched in the mid-70s? Credit cards, VHS, or the microchip?
Okay. They had credit cards before the 70s.
And the one there?
The microchip probably wasn't until the 80. Okay. I was in high school from 80 to 84. Did we have VHS when I was in high school. We had VHS in the 80s for sure. You know, I'm going to have to go with microchip. Mumsy said, oh, and Dumb Boy I Am says VHS. You know, it could be, but I'm going to stick with microchip.
That was launched in the 70s as VHS.
Ah, darn.
Which rock band's 1969 album cover featured them on a zebra crossing, or crosswalk for my American viewers? Was it the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, or Pink Floyd? And there's a bonus point if you can name the album.
Bonus point for the album. Okay. Abbey Road, I believe. And being that it was in England, then it would be a zebra, or I think they say zebra crossing. If it was in America, then I would insist on sidewalk, but it was in England. So yes, you may call it a zebra crossing. And that would be the Beatles. And that's where the whole Paul is dead thing came from. Yes, good morning, Zach. Zach is in house. Credit cards were in. Oh, the Diners Club was the first one in 1950. Cool. Beatles. Yeah, okay. We all know it's the Beatles, and it's.
The answer is the Beatles. What caused the Apollo 13 mission to be aborted? Was it a navigation error, engine failure, or an oxygen tank explosion?
Oh, what a good question. I want to go with oxygen tank explosion. But if there was an oxygen tank explosion, would that have like turned into an H-bomb and like just destroyed the whole ship? Or was there like an exterior single tank that could have exploded? I don't think it was a navigation error. So I'm going to go with engine failure, because I think, although I want to say oxygen tank explosion, but I'm going to go with engine failure. Dumb Boy I Am says, yes, the oxygen. My gut is right on this one. It's oxygen. Mumsy also says engine. Okay, let's see.
And it was due to an oxygen tank explosion.
There you go. Good job.
Which 1970s action figure featured a bionic eye? G.I. Joe, Aquaman, or the $6 Million Man? And what was your favourite childhood toy? Let me know in the comments down below.
Favorite childhood toy? Lincoln Logs, maybe? Would a skateboard count? Playing with Matchbox cars? Legos? We actually had these Legos that were just red and white. I'm not sure if they were like original Legos didn't have all the colors and it was just red and white, or if it was like a different brand of like bricks or something. But Lincoln Logs, Tinker Toys, Slinky. My mom, I used to, the front door, when I was growing up, the house we were in, the front door opened up right, and there was a stairway right in front of the door. And so I would wait at the top of the steps and then like let the Slinky go down, or like I would put a string, I would use thumbtacks and I would put a string up, and then I'd make this like little ghost out of like some tissue or something. And so as soon as my mom opened the door to come in, I'd let it go so that the ghost would go down. Good times. But Lee Majors was a $6 million man. Everybody knows it. Yep. Mumsy, Zach. Zach says, might have been something electronic for people our age, as electronic games got popular in the late 70s. That's true. I love my Atari and Pong. Frogger, if you wanted to say like, what was your favorite Atari game? I would say Frogger. I loved doing Frogger, which is like very useful for living in Cambodia because if you cross the street, it's like Frogger. Mumsy can tell you I'm telling
I
you.
had one of these. The answer is the $6 million man. What breed of dog is Scooby-Doo?
Oh,
Is it a St. Bernard, Great Dane, or Mastiff?
Bernard. St. Bernard. St. Bernard. I've always thought of him as being a Great Dane, but now that I see Mastiff, I don't think he was bulky enough to be a Mastiff. I think Mastiffs are big and bulky. And Great Danes are more slender, and he was pretty slender. So I think he's a Great Dane. I've always thought he was a Great Dane. St. Bernard, definitely not. So Zach is saying a Great Dane. This guy's voice is a real person. Yeah, you know what? There is so much content on YouTube that is AI voices, and I stay away from it. I can't stand it. I love hearing people's accents. I was just watching some videos by a guy who's Appalachian, and so he's got a real strong Appalachian accent. I love watching the cowboy cook guy and hearing his cowboy accent. There's a lady in Louisiana, and it's weird because it's like she turns on into two syllables. On. I don't know. I can't do it. Great Dane. Yeah, it seems that way, that there's so much AI generated voices. I just stopped watching.
And Scooby-Doo is a Great Dane.
A Great Dane! We knew
Who
that.
played the role of Hawkeye Pierce in the TV series MASH? Was it Alan Alda, Mike Farrell, or Larry Linville?
So the TV series, not the movie. Hey, wasn't it Elliot Gould in the movie? Doing the TV series? Alan Alda. Yes, Zach's got it. Mumsy, you know that one, right? Are you sleeping? Did you get up to get some more coffee? Did you fall back asleep? She's on the West Coast, so you like multiple voices? Is this supposed to be voices? There we go. Alan Alda. Mumsy knew it.
And it was Alan Alda.
And what does MASH stand for? Mobile. It's not medic. It's mobile. Or is A for ambulatory? So that would be mobile. Medical, ambulatory, no, surgical hospital. See, the M is either mobile or medic. If it's mobile, what would the A be for? Oh, I used to know this. I can't remember. Mobile Army. The A's for Army. And I knew that it wasn't medical because that's like the first gut instinct is medical. And but surgical hospital is the medical part of it. And the M for mobile. And that's why I knew it's not ambulatory. Yeah, so Army, Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. Thank you, Zach. I can always count on you for the trivia.
In what year was the first IVF test tube baby born? In 1960, 65, or 78?
I'm going to go with 78. I don't think it was that early. But it's giving us 2 in the 60s. I'm going to say 78. Test tube babies. Could be 65. No, I don't think it's 60, though. Zach saying 78. Zach knows the name of the baby. Wow. Mumsy's also saying 78. Okay, we're all three saying 78.
And that was Louise Brown in 1978.
Look at that. Look at that.
What country did the Soviet Union invade in December 1979? Iran, Afghanistan, or Syria?
I know. And they left a lot of their equipment and stuff too. They didn't win. They had to leave and go home. And so they left a lot of equipment that Afghanistan kept. Your memory is not that good. Nah, I beg to differ. I think you've proven it here. It's pretty good. And Zach coming in with Afghanistan. Let's see.
And they invaded Afghanistan. Name Yogi's sidekick in the Yogi Bear show. Is he Buddy Bear, Boomer Bear, or Boo Boo Bear?
Boomer Bear! Oh, what's up, Boo Boo? Hey, what's up, Boo Boo? Boo Boo Bear. Let's go find something to eat, Boo Boo Bear. Boo Boo, come on, let's go. Okay, I'm gonna keep it moving. We got a Jeopardy to get to as well.
And he is Boo Boo Bear. Who was the leader of China during the Cultural Revolution? Mao Zedong, Deng Xiaoping, or Zhou Enlai?
That Zhou,
And I apologise if I murdered those pronunciations.
the Zhou Enlai, if that's how you say his name, is definitely like part of the history. I mean, he does come up even like in the crosswords, but I think they're talking about Mao Zedong is how I like Mao Tsetung. Mao Zedong. But it's the Zedong is just a different way of spelling the same thing. Mao. Everybody's saying Mao. Mumsy knew it was Boo Boo. Of course you did.
The answer is Mao Zedong. Fleagle, Bingo, Drooper and Snorky were the furry costumed hosts of which show? The Banana Splits, The Muppet Show, or The Pink Panther Show?
Well,
and if, like me, you're singing Tra-La-La in your head, you know that
it's not the Muppets. It's not the Pink Panthers. It's the Banana Splits. I used to watch that every Saturday morning. You know, you had to like choose which channel you were going to watch for Saturday morning. And yeah, that's what I watched was Banana Splits. Zach must remember them too. Mumsy was probably sleeping. Oh, did you just put something? Banana Splits. Yeah.
That's the Banana Splits. Which war film featured Steve McQueen and a motorcycle jump scene? The Longest Day, Where Eagles Dare, or The Great Escape? And there's an extra bonus point if you know where he was trying to jump to in...
Wasn't The Longest Day... Oh, I'm thinking of The Longest Yard. I was going to say the football one. That's the last time when we were talking about Lurch. It was The Longest Yard. That's the one that he was in. But I know that Steve McQueen was in The Great Escape. So I'm going to go with The Great Escape. And where was he jumping to? I don't know. What, Austria? If it has anything to do with this picture? Mumsy and Zach both coming in with The Great Escape.
The Great Escape. A fire in which Apollo Command Module tragically killed 3 astronauts. Was it Apollo 1, 7 or 10?
Well, Mumsy, you probably remember all this stuff happening live. I don't think it was the first one. I'm going to go with 7. I think there was something historic with 10, but I'm going to say 7. Yay, you guys are both saying 7 too. You were wrong about what? What, Zach? I don't know. I don't remember you being wrong about something.
And that was in Apollo 1.
Oh.
In the original Star Trek series, what was the nickname of medical officer Leonard McCoy? Was he Pains, Bones, or Meds?
I remember this. Because William Shatner is always calling him Dr. Bones. There's Zach saying Bones. That's pretty courageous that they kept it going. I mean, how many people or governments or whatever would like, if the very first one that you're sending people into space killed everybody, that you might have just like decided to give it up, but they didn't. They knew that was the risks, and they kept going. Okay, Mumsy and Zach coming in with Bones.
And his nickname was Bones. What type of government was established in Iran after the Iranian Revolution? An Islamic republic, constitutional monarchy, or parliamentary democracy? And the answer is...
I doubt that they're a democracy. And even though they have a single leader, they've got the Ayatollah, but I think they also have a prime minister. So I'm thinking that it's a republic. Cambodia is a constitutional monarchy. I mean, unless you count the Ayatollah like a monarch. No, I think it's the Islamic Republic. Okay, that's what everybody else is saying too. All right. Are we all right or are we all wrong?
There is Islamic Republic.
Yay!
What agreement signed in 1973 officially ended US involvement in the Vietnam War? The Paris Peace Accords, the Geneva Convention, or the Hanoi Palace Treaty?
Oh, interesting. Well, the Paris Peace Accords are Cambodia. I mean, Hanoi is in Vietnam. I mean, is it like that easy? I mean, wasn't the Geneva Convention after World War II? Or did they already have was it after World War I and they already had the Geneva Convention during World War II? So I'm going to have to go with Hanoi. No. You never sign an agreement in one of the countries that are in the conflict. Were there 2 Paris Peace Accords? What are you guys saying? So Zach says the Paris Peace Accords. Mumsy says Hanoi. Tell you what, no, I don't think the Geneva Convention was already, because weren't then prisoners in World War II saying, according to the Geneva Convention, you have to feed us or whatever.
And that was the Paris Peace Accords.
Okay, I'm gonna look this up here. Share this. I'm going to write accords. Accord. You see, look at here, there's Cambodia, Vietnam. Did they put an S with it? Yeah, they did. Just to be official. You see, 1991 was in Cambodia. And so it can be called the Paris Peace Agreement, or it is also called the Paris Peace Accord. So there were 2. I did not know that. I only knew about the one in Cambodia because I live here. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, back over to share this tab instead. Let me make sure that it changed for you. Yes, it did.
Who directed the original Star Wars film released in 1977? Was it George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, or James Cameron?
We all know who did Star Wars. He also did American Graffiti. American Graffiti was about him growing up in Modesto, California. And they still have the cruise night. What do they call the cruise night, Mom? There's a name for it when everybody goes cruising. Graffiti night. It's called Graffiti night. Yes, George Lucas. Everybody knows.
And it was George Lucas.
By the way, this is Mama Kitty, if
A
anybody...
70s popular toy, what's the missing word? Some think wobble, but they don't fall down. Is it boggles, weebles, or clackers?
I love clackers. My Uncle John, who was only 7 years older than me, so he was like a big brother. He had glass ones, or maybe they're acrylic, whatever, but they were look like glass. And they were like a blue, a medium blue, not a light blue, not a dark blue, but like a medium blue. And oh man, I love doing those clackers. But that's not the answer, because it's weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Look at that Christmas tree set. Yeah. Weebles. Yes, Mumsy is agreeing that it's graffiti night.
And the answer is weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. In 1967, which country had the Six-Day War conflict with Egypt, Jordan, and Syria? Was it Saudi Arabia, Israel, or Iraq?
We had a similar question before, or maybe it was in the crosswords, where I remember mentioning, because it wasn't said in the question, that it was like Egypt and Syria, that Israel was fighting. It was more than just one country that they were fighting against. 7 days, or 6 days, sorry, 6-day war. There's Zach with, boggles, mommy. Mumsy, it's not boggles, it's weebles. But that's all right. Thank you for trying. I'm not going to criticize anybody. Israel. Okay, what do we got next?
And the answer is Israel. Who released the hit song I Will Survive in 1978? Was that Diana Ross, Donna Summer, or Gloria Gaynor?
Well, it's not Diana Ross. I mean, my first reaction is Donna Summer. But then when I see Gloria Gaynor, I'm like, ooh. We had our music trivia recently where the song that was by Gloria Gaynor, that she was the answer. So now I'm seeing it with this song and I'm questioning, is it Donna Summer or is it Gloria Gaynor? What say you? Zach is saying Gloria. Yeah. I will survive. I will survive. La da 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 da. And this is Artemis. Oh, well, she ran away. Okay. Gloria Gaynor.
The correct answer here, Gloria Gaynor. Which of these colours is not on the original classic Rubik's Cube? White, purple, or blue?
Well, it's purple. I love the Rubik's Cube. I did it like that. I had it. I had the system figured out. Zip, 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 zip. And white and blue were definitely on it. So purple would have to be the one that is not. And you are both saying purple. Yes.
And the answer, there's no purple. Which Charlie's Angels actress was married to the $6 Million Man? Farrah Fawcett, Jacqueline Smith, or Kate Jackson?
You mean it's not Lindsay Wagner? I'm thinking it was Farrah Fawcett, if I remember. Look at that. Look at that sofa. Gotta love it. We had the a gold velour sofa. It wasn't shaped like this. The shape was a little bit different, but it was definitely the same material, the gold velour. And we had a gold a gold color shag rug. Hey, Snow is in the house. Oh, you were streaming. Okay, sorry. Yeah, Farrah Fawcett. You know, I was trying to download some of your music and like, I don't know, whatever I was clicking on or whatever, it wasn't working. I'm sure it was just me, but I hope other people got to download some of the music.
And the correct answer is Farrah Fawcett Majors. Which of these was first released in 1979? The DVD player, portable CD player, or portable cassette player?
They didn't have CDs or DVDs yet. It's portable cassette player. Because I remember being in high school, and one of my friends, I think it was my friend Eric, but it could have been somebody else, but I think it might have been Eric, told me, because we didn't call them CDs, we didn't call them discs. I mean, because they hadn't been released yet. So he used the word record. He said, soon, right, or one day, we'll be able to listen to music on a record in the car. And I'm just like, there's no way. The needle would jump on the bumps. And he's like, no, it'll be by a laser, you know, and everything. And he knew about the technology. Which reminds me that somebody I knew had the like beta disc, maybe when I was in high school. We just didn't have one, but so yeah, okay, they existed. And the laser discs, the big record size laser discs for movies. But DVDs came after CDs, and CDs did not happen in the early 80s. Because then when it finally did come out, CDs came out, I was like, oh my God, he was right. Because I was arguing, there's no way, it's not possible. So it has to be the cassette player. What are you guys saying? Mumsy says cassette player, and Zach disappeared. Wake up, Zach!
And was the Sony Walkman portable cassette player? What was the response of the Soviet Union to the Prague Spring? Was it economic sanctions, diplomatic negotiations, or an invasion of Czechoslovakia? And the answer is...
It's probably the invasion. And would it have been called a Prague Spring? Are we just doing that? The first time I ever heard spring used for a revolution was the Arab Spring that happened more recently. Started in Tunisia, I believe. So did they call it the Arab Spring because the Prague Spring had already happened? Now I'm curious. Prague Spring. Is the question when it happened? No, what they did. Okay. It happened in 1968. Did they call it the Prague Spring at the time? I guess so, maybe. I did not know that. Learn something new every day. See, trivia. And Mumsy saying invasion, Zach saying invasion. Yeah, we're on this all in the same.
An invasion of Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, there you go.
Which company gave us the first handheld electronic calculator? Was it Texas Instruments, Hewlett Packard, or Casio?
Oh. Well, Texas Instrument was a big name in calculators. The interesting thing is that the word for calculator in the Khmer language here in Cambodia is Casio. It's an eponym. They call it the brand name. So I'm only because of that I want to go with Casio. But Hewlett Packard, they did computers. Maybe they also did an electronic calculator before home computers, But I'm going to say Casio just because of the connection with Cambodia. You guys are both saying Texas Instruments. I know that they were when I was in 5th grade, I had a calculator and our teacher wouldn't let us use it in class. We had to show our work, but that's a skill. Learn, you got to know the right buttons to push, right? So yeah, that Texas Instruments, big name in calculators. I'm still going to say Casio.
And the correct answer is Texas Instruments.
There you go. You guys get it.
These were all founded in the 70s, but which was founded first? Atari, Apple Computer Company, or Microsoft?
Oh, what a great question. Are they just throwing Atari in there? Wow. I'm going to say Atari. If it's not Atari, I think it's Apple. I think Apple was before Microsoft. But they just didn't get big. Microsoft got bigger. Okay, you're both saying Atari. Okay, good. Let me see.
And the first there was Atari.
Yay!
What type of animal was Skippy? A koala, kangaroo, or wombat?
I'm going to go with kangaroo. Because the way they hop is kind of like skipping. And so then you would call someone Skippy? Oh, let's see. Zach says Atari was 72, Apple was 76, Microsoft was 75. Oh, just a year apart. But Microsoft was before Apple by 1 year. Okay. It's more of a UK-centric question. Yeah.
And the answer, Skippy the bush kangaroo.
There you go.
Can you name the band formed by ex-Beatle John Lennon and his wife Yoko Ono? Was it Plastic Ono Band, Wings, or Ono Dreams?
Well, Wings was Paul McCartney. I'll give you guys that much. But I'm pretty sure it's the first one. Is this the corner of the Dakota where he used to live, where he was shot? Looks like it's the Dakota. It's the Plastic Ono Band. Plastic non-band is probably right.
And the correct answer is Plastic Ono Band.
Okay, lay down, Mom.
Who released the album Rumours in 1977? Oh. Was that the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac, or the Rolling Stones?
My friend in LA is the guy that was the hand model holding, during the photo shoot, obviously in the final picture that they use on the album cover, I don't think it's holding his hand. You don't see his hand. But during the photo shoot, he was hired as a hand model to hold the crystal ball in some of the pictures. And that would have been Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, you guys both know it. Of course you do. Great.
And that was by Fleetwood Mac. Name the spacecraft that performed NASA's first successful landing on Mars. Was it Raider 1, Explorer 1, or Viking 1?
I'm pretty sure it's the Mars Explorer. We still, even if it's the number 2, number 3, whatever, it's the Mars Explorer that we hear about in the news. Zach coming in with Explorer. All right, let's keep it moving. We got one more game, or maybe we'll just...
And that was Viking 1. Where did the very first Playboy club open in 1960? Was it in Chicago, Paris, or Tokyo?
Ooh. Wouldn't it be American? The only American country is Chicago. Is it possible that it's Paris or Tokyo? Was it not the Explorer? I didn't even wait. I've got a cat sitting here.
And that was Viking 1.
Oh, we were all wrong. Okay.
Where did the very first Playboy club open in 1960?
So was it Chicago?
Was it in Chicago, Paris, or Tokyo?
I've got Mama. Oh, she's watching the mouse cursor.
And the correct answer is Chicago.
Okay. Whew!
Name the home video game console released by Atari Inc. in 1977. Was it the Atari Dreamcast, Mega Drive, or 2600?
2600. The Gay Boy Club opened somewhere else. There's a mosquito. It's okay, Mama Kitty. 2600 says Zach. I had one. Like I said, Frogger was...
And it was the Atari 2600. Okay, what do you miss about the 60s and 70s? I miss being young, like this, and playing outside all day. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
You see it? Hide. There you go. Here's Artemis. Can you see Artemis? This is Artemis. Artemis? She is rare. She is an orange cat. Let's take a look back over here. Whoops. Gotta show on the stream. Percent of orange cats. Oh, that's okay. That are female. 20%. I thought it was less than that. But yeah, like 80%, according to that, are male. Oh, see, this one says 2%. And then someone says actually 20%. Approximately 20% of orange tabby cats. 1 in 5 are female. So we have 2 orange males and 1 orange female. And if you didn't know, calico cats are the opposite. 99.9% of calico cats are female. You know, I'd brought a cat, I think it was Mama Kitty, into the vet and rescued her, had to give her milk, bottle of milk, bottled milk and stuff. And so I asked the vet, well, because they got a way to tell, right? Is it male or female? And he's like, female. I'm like, oh, well, how do you know? Because I wanted him to teach me the secret, right? Because she's 3 colors. That's the way the French and the Cambodians call calicos. Is 3. So it's not like just any 3 colors. A calico cat is called a 3-color cat. And because it's 3 colors, so it's female, and I'm like, oh, okay. I just thought it. And I'd heard a Cambodian talk about that, and also that the 3-color cats are good for catching mice and stuff. And I'm like, it's just some kind of superstition. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. And then I went to my friend Cecile's house, and so you never believe what the vet told me and told her what he said. She goes, no, that's right. And so then I Googled it and I was like, oh my gosh, crazy. What are you guys saying about it all? Nothing. Just 2600. Mumsy said something, but Mama Kitty is right in front of the box. Hour. It took a whole hour. I know. I don't think we're doing the other game. I have it all ready. Just so you can see I'm not lying. There it is. See, look at movie, Jeopardy. I had it ready. But we'll have to do it next week because I'm tired. But hey, don't run away yet, because I have to remind you that love transcends time and space. So wherever and whenever you're watching this, I love you. You love. I do. We all need some love, and I love you. And Zach wrote something that I can't read. Oops. Still can't see it. Ugh. Oh, on Thursday. Yeah, today's Thursday. Hug. Mumsy saying hugs. So yeah, we'll. Sunday is crosswords. Definitely no show tomorrow night. I will be at an event, and then Saturday I'll probably just need to relax, and then Sunday's crosswords. Yay! Same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody saying bye. So I hope to see you again. Thumbs up. Catch you later.